Can you guys hear me clearly? If so, you can type something in the chatting area, the chatting box by the side of your classian. So if you can hear me. Okay. Nice to meet you. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Angela. I'm from Beijing Language and Culture University. Nice to meet you all this weekend afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon here in China, but I don't know what time is it at your place. You guys can type where are you from and maybe introduce yourself a little. Okay, so yeah, I see you. Malaysia, okay. Welcome. Where are you from? And yeah. Hello, everyone. I think people are still entering the classroom right now. So maybe you can just introduce yourself briefly. Where are you from? And what time is it at your place? Hello, everyone. Oh, in China now. Okay. So Philippines, Uganda, Togo, Grace from, okay. Oh, Indonesia, okay. Nepal, Philippines, Vietnam, Yunnan, 好. Okay, 印尼 and Indonesia, okay. Nice to meet you all. Okay, it's 6 a.m. for you. It's too very early. Thank you for coming today. Okay, in Beijing, but from Philippines, okay. Oh, 西班牙人, oh, Spain. Okay, nice to meet you. In Greece at 8 a.m. Okay, nice to meet you all. All right, so today we are going to do an open class about HSK2. So I will briefly introduce the HSK2 exam and give you some examples for each question type of HSK2. So let's just start. Our time is limited. So because we have a lot of you in the classroom right now, so we don't have the time to give everybody to speak in class. So mainly I will speak for the whole lesson. But if you have any question, please leave a message in the chatting box, or there is a question part. If you specified asking a question, you can leave it from the question part of the chatting box by the side of your classroom. So I will have a little Q&A part by the end of the open class today. So yeah, thank you. So I will going to start our class today. So again, my name is Angela. I'm from Beijing Language and Culture University, for short, BLCU. And I'm going to introduce HSK2 today. So if you are interested in getting more information about learning Chinese or about our online Chinese courses, you can scan the QR code on the screen here. Here is our WeChat group. If you have a WeChat, you can scan this QR code to join our WeChat group. And this is my personal WeChat QR code. If you want to add me or ask me some question, you can scan this QR code and add me. So I will pass your friend request later after class. And then if you are interested in taking classes with us for the HSK standard courses, you can check this website, www.eblcu.com/HSK. So to visit our website and register from our website too. So yeah, I will go ahead to start our class today. So as I already introduced, today I will going to introduce HSK2. So so the class today, including 3 parts. First part, I will introduce HSK2 in general, and then in the second part, I will introduce each question type in HSK2 exam. And then the third part, I will introduce a little bit about our online HSK course. So I will go ahead, starting from the introduction of HSK. So again, if you have any question, you can leave your message from the chatting box by the side of your Classroom. I will answer you later when we finish all of the continent day. So the first question is how to measure Chinese proficiency. Since today is our HSK2, I think you already have some basic information about Chinese. So if you want to measure your English proficiency, you must know like IELTS or TOEFL to measure English proficiency. But for Chinese proficiency, we have HSK. What is HSK? So H stands for 汉语. S stand for 水平, which means proficiency level, and K stand for 考试 test. So HSK, Chinese Proficiency Test, 汉语水平考试. Okay, so it's the official standardized test for Chinese language. And the HSK test itself began in 1984 at our university, Beijing Language and Culture University, and was officially made a national standardized test in 1992. And the 6 levels of HSK exam that we currently use have been started in 2009. So before 2009, the old HSK was divided into 11 levels. It's much difficulty for the beginners. And after 2009, it was changed to the 6 levels that I think all of you already know. We are very familiar with right now. And starting from 2022, HSK, they add level 7 to 9 on top of HSK 1 to 6, because a lot of students asking me, what about HSK, the new HSK, the HSK we are using right now, HSK 3+0, what is that? I will introduce you again. HSK 1 to 6 remains the same as before. They just add HSK level 7 to 9 on top of it. Okay, so what Chinese level do you need to reach? Or which HSK level do I need? I will give you a brief introduction. So if you want to use for daily life, you live in China. Actually, a lot of foreigners live in Beijing, Shanghai, or Guangzhou, in large cities in China. They don't speak a little. They don't even speak a little Chinese. English is totally okay if you live in large cities, but it's a pity you live in the country and you don't speak their language. You don't know how people interact with each other in this country. So if you want to hold a daily conversation in Chinese and living here, like buying things, go somewhere, like ordering food for daily conversation, you need a HSK 3 level. And if you want to study or work in China, I will say you need HSK 3 to 6. If you want to apply for Chinese government or university scholarships, usually they will require you HSK 4 or higher level. And if you want to be fluent of using Chinese at workplace, usually you need a HSK 5 or 6 or even higher, like for fully in Chinese for working. And if you are planning to be an expert of Chinese language, like you are doing researches in Chinese, you want to be like a Chinese linguistic, you want to be like a professor in teaching Chinese, maybe you need HSK 7 to 9. HSK 7 to 9 is not for daily usage, it's for professional usage. So usually people don't need it, except you want to be like professional in Chinese language in this area. Okay, so here goes the levels. I won't introduce all of it. You can take a picture if you need. And we already shared this picture in our blog post from our website, www.eblcu.com. You can check the blog. And there are a lot of articles I wrote to introduce HSK, so you can download this there. And I want to say is HSK 1 to 6, for each the first six levels, they have one test paper for each. And for HSK 7 to 9, they use one same test paper. So if you get higher scores for this test, you can get higher levels. So from 7 to 9 is giving you according to the scores for this test. And today we're going to introduce HSK2. So this is the requirements for HSK2. And for those HSK1 and HSK2, you don't need to take oral exam. So starting from HSK3, there is a requirement to take HSKK, which is 口语 oral exam. So HSK3 requires HSKK first level, and HSK4 also requires for medium HSKK, and HSK5 and 6 requires a HSKK, like the oral exam, advanced level. So 3 levels of the oral exam, HSKK, and starting from HSK3, you need to take the oral exam. But today we're going to introduce HSK2, so you don't need to care about the oral exam for today. So let's start for an introduction to HSK2. So the test taker of HSK2 should master at least 300 commonly used words and relative knowledge of grammar for it too. So the test time is totally 55 minutes in total. And there are 60 questions altogether. So at the beginning, there is 5 minutes to give you filling for personal information on test paper. And there are 35 questions, and it will take you about 25 minutes for listening part. And there will be 3 minutes for you to complete the answer sheet of listening part. And then there will be 22 minutes giving you to finish 25 questions at reading parts. So mainly 2 parts, listening and reading, and altogether 55 minutes. So listening part, they have, for listening, they have 4 parts. So altogether, 35 questions, and the recording for each question will be played twice. And also 4 parts at reading, and there are totally 25 questions, and 22 minutes will give you to finish it. And one more thing is for all of the questions in HSK2, they are marked with pinyin, so don't worry about the Chinese characters. But you need to start learning Chinese character right now, because starting from HSK3, all the test paper will write in Chinese character. They won't give you pinyin starting from HSK3. But for a current level, HSK2, pinyin is still available. Okay, so So according to the new HSK level 2, the 4 marks of listening part are 11 points. So 11 scores. So the 4 marks of the reading part. So 100 points for the listening and another 100 points for the reading parts. And 120 points. 120 is the passing score for HSK2. Okay, so and also if you pass it, like reach at least 120 points for the HSK2 exam, you can get a certificate for the HSK2 test. And the valid time for HSK exam is in 2 years, starting from the test date. Okay, and then that's all for the brief introduction for HSK2. And I will go ahead to start the first part of HSK2, which is the listening part. One more time, if you have any question about the test or about the class content we're talking about today, you can leave a message at the chatting box by the side of Classian. And also, if you're interested in joining our HSK online course, you can check this. You can check this website. And this is my email. And this is our WeChat group. So you can contact us by those. And during the class, because our time is limited, so I will speak all through the class today. So if you have any questions, just leave a message. I will answer you later. We have a Q&A part by the end of our class today. So I will start to introduce each question type of HSK2 exam. First, main part is listening, and listening part have 4 parts in total. So part 1 is listen to the sentences and judge whether the pictures are right or wrong. So here is an example. So you can see picture here. So the pictures are given on the test paper. And they will play the recording. For each picture, there will be 1 sentence. The sentence will play twice. If the sentence matches the picture, you put a tick here. If the sentence doesn't match, you put a cross here. Okay, so it's a true or false question. So the tips for this part, for listening part 1. Firstly, have a quick look at the choices, because at the very beginning of the listening part, they will give you an example here. Let me go back. They will introduce how you do this part, and they will give you 2 examples. While the recording is playing the examples, you don't need to look at it, because if you understand our introduction for today, you don't need to look at the examples on the test paper. You just take this time to quickly take a look at those pictures, and you can think about it, what sentence they will give you. So then later when you listen to it, you can do it faster. Okay, and number 2, you need to pay attention to the keywords while listening and avoid mistakes caused by phrases with similar meanings. First, you need to know whether the nouns or verbs in the recording appears in the picture. If they are in the picture, you should further distinguish their differences. For example, 挂钟 this word, 挂钟 means a clock, and 手表 means a watch. Also, 骑车 means ride a bike, and 开车 means driving a car. So distinguish the difference between the recording you hear and the picture on the test paper. So let's try.
听录音，判断句子
Can
与
you
图
hear
片内
it?
容是否一致。
Wait a moment. Let me try. Okay.
一共10个题，每题听2次。例
Can you
如，
hear?
我们家有3个人。
Okay.
我们家有3个人。
So here is playing the examples. So 我们家有3个人. So it's a correct. Let's continue. Oops. Oop, I'm sorry. What happened?
听录音，判断句子与图片内容是否一致。一共
This
10
is
个
the
题，
introduction
每
part
题听2次。
before starting
例如，
the real
我们家
test.
有
So
3个人。
during the exam, if
我们
you're
家
hearing
有
this,
3个
this is
人。
the time you can take a look at the rest of the pictures.
我们每天坐公共汽车去上班。
Okay,
我
the
们
second
每
one, 我们
天
每天坐
坐公
公共
共汽
汽车
车
去上
去
班,
上
but
班。
here is a back, so it's a wrong. Okay, so let's try some examples, and you can type your answer in the chatting box. So I will read the sentence twice, and you type your answer in the chatting box, and we will check together. Okay, you ready? All right, I will start. Number 1, 我为女儿准备了牛奶和鸡蛋。Second time, 我为女儿准备了牛奶和鸡蛋。Okay, you can go with your answers. Yeah, it's a false. Okay, so let's check together. So the question is about difference between nouns or objects. So you hear 我为女儿准备了牛奶和鸡蛋. So milk and egg. So here is a cup of coffee, 咖啡. So it should be false. So in addition, so I think you need to pay attention to food, the names of food that you learn from HSK too, because nouns of food are frequently appears in the listening test. Okay, let's try another one. I will read the sentence. Okay. Exercise 2. 你的歌唱得真不错。Second time. 你的歌唱得真不错。True or false? True or false? This time someone say true, someone will say not sure. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the answer. It's a correct. Should be a tick. So 你的歌唱得真不错。真不错 means what? 不错 means not bad. 真不错 really not bad, which in Chinese it means really good. So you sing the song really good. And the girl in the picture is doing like this, a thumbs up. So it's praising is really good. 真不错. So it should be a correct. Okay, so for this part, you should also like understand like some like body gestures in Chinese. For example, like how we do numbers in China for body gestures, and maybe like this is for what, and maybe clap your hands for what. So understand some like meaning of gestures in China. Okay, next one, number 3. I will read it. 这是你新买的手表 Second time. 这是你新买的手表 Okay, right or wrong? This time you all correct. It's a false. Okay, 这是你新买的手表 What is 手表? 手表 is a watch. And here is a clock, right? 挂钟. So should be a wrong. So you don't even need to understand this part of the sentence. If you catch up this word, you can understand. Oh, no, not a watch, not 手表. So keyword is very important. So the whole sentence means 这是你新买的手表 is this your newly bought watch? So it's a wrong. All right, this is the first part. So it's not hard at all. So you just need to catch up the keyword and take the time for the example part to go through the options first, to go through the pictures first, and predict what you will hear in the recording. Okay, so let's start for next part. Listening part 2 is listen to the conversations and choose the pictures. So it's kind of like a matching question. So there are like 10 different pictures and given together with 10 conversations, like 2 groups of conversations with 5 questions for each of them. So here goes an example. You have like actually 6 pictures, but one of the picture is from the example. So you have 5 questions and choosing from the 5 pictures. Okay, so the conversation for this part relatively short and covering topics for daily life. So this part is designed to examine the basic ability of students in daily conversations. So let's take a look at the tips for this part. Again, this part also about the pictures. So have a quick look at the picture while you are listening to the examples. So, and also you need to predict the possible like conversations or keywords in this part. So number 2, while you're listening to the recording, find out the keywords is very important. Okay, number 3, you should find out the major thing and situation or maybe numbers in the picture. For each of the pictures, if it has something to do with one of the conversation, the answer is to the question. So let's take a look at the examples and let's try do it together.
听录音，选择匹配的图片。例如，
你喜欢什么运动？
我最喜欢踢足球。
你喜欢什么运动？
我最喜欢踢足球。
现在开始第11到15题。11，
我今天没时间，我们有时间再去看电影吧。
好的， 我在给你打电话。
11，
我今天没时间，我们有时间再去看电影吧。
好的，我在给你打电话。
12，
你的爱好是什么？
我喜欢看书。
12，
你的爱好是什么？
我喜欢看书。
13，
你的这件衣服真好看。
是啊，我非常喜欢。
13，
你的这件衣服真好看。
是啊，我非常喜欢。
14，
谢谢你帮我找到了手机。
不客气。
14，
谢谢你帮我找到了手机。
不客气。
15，
你在哪儿？
我在公共汽车上，正去上班。
15，
你在哪儿？
我在公共汽车上，正去上班。
All right, that's all for this part. Okay, I think most of you have done it correctly. Let's take a look together. So, number 11. 我今天没时间，我们有时间再去看电影吧。So, the girl replies, 好的，我再给你打电话。So, for the whole conversation, the key word is the 打电话, making a phone call. So, if you can catch up the key word 打电话, you can find out the correct answer should be A. Okay, number 12. The boy saying, 你的爱好是什么? The girl is replying, 我喜欢看书. So the key word again is 看书, to read books. So if you can understand the key word, and you will find the answer here. The girl is reading book here. So, and then next, 13. 你的这件衣服真好看。And the girl replying, 是啊，我非常喜欢。So the key word is about clothing, 衣服，衣服真好看。So the clothing is really nice. So only the C, the beautiful dress, the girl is wearing a beautiful dress, so should be C. Okay, next one. 谢谢你帮我找到了手机. And the girl is replying, 不客气. So the key word is here, 手机. What is 手机? Phone, cell phone. So if you can catch up the keyword and matches with the picture, it's like very easy. And then last one, 你在哪儿? Where are you? 我在公共汽车上，正去上班。我在公共汽车上。So 公共汽车 is the bus, on the bus. Okay, so if you can find this, understand the keyword bus, you can choose it is this picture. Okay, so that's for second part of listening. So for this part, catch up the key word in the conversation is very important. So if you can find the key word in the picture, then you can match the sentence, the conversation to that picture then. All right, so then let's continue. For listening part 3, listening part 3 is listen to the short conversations and choose the answer. So it's a multiple choice question. So you will have 3 choices for each question. So you will listen to a short conversation and sentences in this part will be given in the forms of conversation between a male and a female, and they will ask you a question after it, and then you need to choose the correct answer from A, B, and C. So here goes the tips for this part. Firstly, you need to have a quick look at the choices again, like they will play the examples first. So during that time is your time to take a quick look at the options they give you and predict what their question will ask about. And then secondly, when you listen to the recording, take some notes. Especially there are numbers, days, like things you may forgot after it. So you can take a quick note about that. And also, it's very important to catch up the keywords while listening to the conversation. So for the whole listening part, keyword is very important. So for the test, it may happen that you don't understand something while listening to the conversation, but don't be nervous if you don't understand a word or two. Just continue try to understand the rest part. Like some students will be very nervous when they find out one word they don't understand and keep thinking about the word you don't understand, and you will miss the rest part. And in the rest part, maybe is the keyword happens and you understand the keyword, you can make your choices. So don't worry if you don't understand 1 or 2 words in the conversation. Okay, let's try together for this
听
part.
录音，选择正确答案，每题听2次。现在开始第21题。21，
听说商店离这儿很近，我们去看看吧。
好啊，我们问问路吧。
他们要去哪儿？21，
听说商店离这儿很近，我们去看看吧。
好啊，我们问问路吧。
他们要去哪儿？22，
你每天都坐出租车上班吗？
不，我每天都骑自行车上班。
女的每天怎么上班？22，
你每天都坐出租车上班吗？
不，我每天都骑自行车上班。
女的每天怎么上班？23，
都10点了，你怎么还不来？
别着急，10分钟就到。
女的几点来？23，
都10点了，你怎么还不来？
别着急，10分钟就到。
女的几点来？
All right. How about your answers? Okay, I just give 3 examples. So let's take a look at the answers. So one more time, it's very important to catch up the keyword. So for this short paragraph, if you catch up the keyword, it's very easy to choose the correct answer. You don't even need to understand the whole conversation. So for number 21, 听说商店离这儿很近，我们去看看吧。So 商店离这儿很近. So after the first sentence, you can find out the answer, right? They only talk about 商店 stores. And then the girl reply, 好啊，我们问问路吧。So 问路 to ask how to get there, ask about the road. And then the question is, 他们要去哪儿? Where to go? So answer is 商店 store. Okay. Number 22. So the boy is asking, 你每天都坐出租车上班吗? Okay, here is a tricky thing. It's asking about how to get to work. And in the question, there is 出租车, taxi. And the answer is 骑自行车. So you need to catch up the keyword. So 你每天都坐出租车上班吗? Is a question. And the answer is a no. Okay. And so not 出租车, not taxi. Should be 骑自行车. So write a bicycle. So we can choose here. The question is 女的每天怎么上班? So how does she get to work every day? So it's a no. So 不骑自行车上班. So not taxi, but bicycle. 骑自行车. Okay, next one, number 23. Here is about time, so which is very likely to happen in this listening part for some numbers, time, days. So you need to take, that's why I'm asking you, if you listen to that, you can take a quick note about it. So let's take a look at the conversation. The boy is saying, 都10点了，你怎么还不来? So it's already 10. Why you still not come? And you should also listen to the other one says, 别着急，10分钟就到. So don't worry, 10分钟就到. So 到 is to arrive. So I will arrive in 10分钟, 10 minutes. And the question is, 女的几点来? So the female, the girl will arrive, will come at what time? So here is a tricky thing. You need to do a math. So right now is 10, 都10点了. And I will arrive in 10 minutes. So 10, 10, 10点, 10分. So should be B. Okay, so here goes the listening part 3. And let's take a look at the next part. So listening part 4 is still a conversation, and also you will be given a question, and you need to choose the correct answer to the question. But here the conversations are relatively longer than the previous one. The first listening part 3 is like a question and answer, like 2 sentences, and here it will be longer. So in this part, so the dialogue still be between a male and female, and is questions the dialogues are longer, but usually the questions are not very hard compared to the previous one. So as long as you can hear the key sentence or key words, you will easily find the answers. So again, let's try. Get ready.
听录音，选择正确答案。一共5个题，每题听2次。现在开始第31题。31，
听说这家店的咖啡很好喝。
咖啡太贵了，我们还是喝点别的吧。
你想喝什么？
我想喝牛奶。
女的想喝什么？31，
听说这家店的咖啡很好喝。
咖啡太贵了，我们还是喝点别的吧。
你想喝什么？
我想喝牛奶。
女的想喝什么？32，
周末休息，你打算做什么？
在家看看书，洗洗衣服。
我们一起去唱歌吧。
好啊。
女的这个周末做什么？32，
周末休息，你打算做什么？
在家看看书，洗洗衣服。
我们一起去唱歌吧。
好啊。
女的这个周末做什么
Okay, so let's take a look at your answers. So, number 31. So, there will be 4 sentences in the recording of this part. So, the male start, 听说这家店的咖啡很好喝. So the coffee in this shop is really good. And but you need to listen to the next sentence. 咖啡太贵了, so it's too expensive. 我们还是喝点别的吧. And then the male asking again, 你想喝什么? What do you want to drink? And then the key sentence is here. 我想喝牛奶. So 牛奶 should be the correct answer. So 咖啡太贵了, so not coffee. And they doesn't mention about water, so not water. So should be 牛奶, milk. Okay, next one, number 32. The male starts, 周末休息，你打算做什么? So for the weekend, when you're resting, when you have spare time, 你打算做什么? What do you plan to do? So 打算做什么? 打算 plan to do what? And the girl is planning to 看看书, read books, 洗洗衣服, so watch some clothes. But the boy, the key sentence is here. The boy is giving another suggestion. 我们一起去唱歌吧. So let's sing together. Maybe go to the karaoke. 一起去唱歌吧. So let's go and sing together. And the girl answer, 好啊, okay. So they will go together to sing. 唱歌. The original plan is to 看看书. Original plan is 看看书, 洗洗衣服, wash clothes. But when the boy asking the girl to sing together, they choose 唱歌, 好啊, to go together to sing. Okay, so that's all for the listening part. So again, for listening part, altogether 35 questions and around 25 minutes giving you to this part. So because they won't stop the recording to waiting for you. So if you don't catch up with one question, just give it up and focus on the next question. Like, don't be nervous when you listen to a word and you don't understand it. Just forget about it and pay attention to the rest part to make sure you won't miss anything that you already understand. Okay, so the next part is rating. So I will start introduce the rating part. Rating part altogether 25 questions. Compared to the listening part, I think for reading is easier. And you will have 22 minutes for the reading parts. So still have reading still have 4 types of questions. Let's start from the first part of reading and choose the pictures according to the sentence. So this is similar to the listening part 1, but there will be 10 different pictures listed on the test paper and with 10 conversations, like 2 groups of conversation with 5 questions in each of them. So you are required to choose the corresponding picture for each conversation. In the dialogue, 2 people will say 1 sentence. The conversation is short, like about daily life. Let's take a look at here. So you can see the sentence or conversation here, and you can see the picture on top. So it's kind of like matching. So for this part, like the focus of this part, exam your understanding of like body language in the picture, action verbs, daily situation, and describing about weather. Daily situations such as like introduction, making phone calls, watching TV, welcoming guests appears very frequently at this part. So the tips for reading part 1 is have a quick look at the choices and predict like the possibilities. Before answering the question, observe the similarities and differences of the given pictures. So number 2, also very important to catch up the keywords and the essential part of the sentences. And number 3 is find a picture which can be best reflect the information. Pay attention to the action verbs in the sentence. Usually the picture is about some like kind of action of the person doing. Okay, let's try. So try finish it in 4 minutes. I will give you 4 minutes to finish it. Can type your answer in the chatting box. Oh, here will be one example listed. So I don't type the example here, but this one is, oh, I'm sorry. One of them is the example, so you don't need to choose that. So this one is the example. Don't take a look at this. Now you're quick, pretty quick. A lot of you already finished all of the 5 questions. Okay. 加油。2 minutes left. All right, 1 minute. Okay. That's all for the answering time. And let's take a look at the answer together. So the first sentence, 别睡觉了. What the meaning for that? 别睡觉了. 睡觉 to sleep. 别睡觉 don't sleep. 还有10分钟就上课 is 10 minutes to starting the class. So should be this one, right? So it should be C. Okay, so the keyword, if you can understand 睡觉, then yeah, this is the only picture. The keys are sleeping, napping. Okay, so 37, 这是我哥哥的自行车. So the keyword is here, 自行车. This is my brother's bicycle, 自行车. So should be A here. Okay, 38, 这不是我的笔. So keyword is 笔, pens, pencil. 这不是我的笔. This is not my pen. So should be this one, only E referring to pens. Okay, and 39, 天热的时候，我最喜欢吃西瓜. So keyword is 西瓜. If you can understand 西瓜, then should be F, watermelon. So when the weather is hot, I prefer to eat watermelon the most. Okay, last one. 你好，见到你很高兴. If you already done the first 4 of them correctly, this is the only option for the last one, right? So 见到你很高兴. So nice to meet you. And then they are shaking their hands. So should be B. Okay, so this part is not very hard at all. So let's go on for the next part, reading part 2, blank filling. So there are 5 questions for blank filling questions. For each question, a sentence or a conversation is provided. Usually the first 4 are sentences and the last one is a conversation. Each question, there will be a blank in it. You are required to choose a word from the 5 given words. There are 6 given words, but one of them is the example, so not this. Okay, so in the choices of this part, different kinds of words will be included. such as nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, interactive pronouns, function words, and units of time like month, date, week. In addition, verb complement and verb object phrases and other grammatically like structures will be tested. Topics in this part are commonly about like daily conversation, daily usage. Okay, so for this part, like this testing your grammar. So for the like the skills or tips of blank filling part, number one is to understand the meaning of words that are given on top. So the secondly is pay attention to the keywords and phrases in the question or in the sentences they give you. So also, because this part is mainly testing your grammar, so pay attention to the grammatical functions of the words and get clear in your mind where the words should be put in sentence, like the word order, to make them grammatically correct. And also, you need to examine whether they are getting along with other words in the sentence. Like when you finish filling up the blanks, you can go back and read the sentence or conversation again and see if the sentence goes smoothly. If it is, then usually it's correct. Okay, so let's take a look at our examples. So here are some given words, and you can try filling the blanks. I just give you 3 questions because we don't have like very much time for this part, so you can try. So from 41 to 43. Give you 2 minutes. You can type your answers. Mm. Okay, 1 more minute. All right, let's check together, see if you've done them correctly. Firstly, let's take a look at the words given. This part may be a little bit challenging because I didn't give you the full 5 questions, but I give you a lot of options here. Let's take a look at the options first. First one, 认识, what's the meaning for that? 认识 is to know, yes, to know someone. And secondly, 从 is a preposition. From. Okay, 系 鱼 is a noun. Yeah, it's a fish. And then 地 为什么 is a question word. Why? And then 一 is 贵 what's the meaning for that? 贵 expensive. Okay. And then 介绍 is a verb to introduce. Okay. So when you understand the words, it's easier for you to fill up the blanks. So the first sentence, 我妹妹的孩子最喜欢问 to ask what? To ask why. So 问为什么? So other choices doesn't make any sense together with ask. So 问为什么, asking why. So it should be D. And then next, 这个工作是朋友帮我 something 的. So this job, 工作是朋友帮我 help me something 的. So 帮 somebody some action. So should be a verb. 帮我 do something. So action verbs. 认识 No, 认识 is to know, right? Help me to know is like doesn't make any sense. So should be help me introduced this job to me. Okay, should be 介绍 F. Okay, 43. 我已经 something 家里出来了，10分钟后到。So should be 从家里出来了，从 from. So I come out from home and I will arrive in 10 minutes. So 从 something 出来 come out of some place. 从 is the correct answer for this part. All right, then let's continue. Reading part 3 is judge whether the second sentence, like the sentence is of the same meaning as of the first one. So it's example here. So there will be a sentence given and a second sentence will be given here. You check whether these two are matches or not. Again, if it match, put a tick. If it's not match, put a cross. Okay. So questions in this part examine students' understanding of the information in reading materials, to differ between like some important Chinese words related to negative form, expressions of time, auxiliary verbs, and some verbs about emotions. So here I gave some examples here, but I don't have time to explain each of the word for the meaning of it. You can take a picture of the screen right now and you can review them later. So those are key words that may tested in this part. Okay, so let's try together for listening part 3. And we have 3 questions, and please finish them in 3 minutes. Right, someone already finished it? Pretty quick. One more minute. Okay, let's check together. So for this part, usually the first sentence that given is relatively longer. So you can start with the second sentence and catch up a keyword in the second sentence, which is easier. And then you can go back to the first sentence to check if they have the keyword in the first sentence. So let's try do it together. So those are the answers, correct answers. The first question, number 46, the shorter sentence says 他们一家三口去看电影了. So the important thing is 一家三口, so 3 people of one family goes to the movie together. So let's go back to see if they have this information in the sentence. 我有2张电影票. Okay. From here, you can make your answer, right? They only have 2 tickets. How can they 3 people go there together? So, 但是我和朋友都没有时间看. So me and my friend, we don't have time to watch it. 我把票给了爸爸妈妈. So I give the tickets to parents and let them to watch the movie. So only 2 tickets for dad and mom. So it's wrong. Okay. Second, again, let's start from the shorter sentence. 医院离玛丽家很近. So 玛丽 is the name. The hospital is close, very close to 玛丽's house. Okay, let's go back and see if you can find the information in this one. 玛丽头很疼，但是她想放学以后到她家旁边的医院看病。So, 她家旁边的医院，旁边 means what? Next to it. So, 他家旁边的医院 the hospital that next to his house. So, 医院离玛丽家很近 just next to it. So, it's a correct. And then last sentence, 因为学校附近没有医院 next to or like around his school, there is no hospital. So, it's a correct. So, next one, number 48. Still starts from the shorter one. 小强不认识丽丽和莎莎. So 小强 doesn't know Lily and Sasha. Okay, so let's go back to the first sentence. 小强正在向丽丽介绍莎莎. What does that means? 介绍 we just mentioned it to introduce, right? So 向丽丽 向 is to or towards. 向丽丽介绍莎莎. So introduce Sasha to Lily. So introduce the two people. 让他们认识认识 let them to know each other. So of course he knows the two people, Lily and Sasha. So he can introduce the two people to meet each other. So it's a wrong. He knows. 不认识. So wrong. Okay, then next part, last part of reading is like a sentence matching. A lot of students complain this part is the hardest part for reading. And let's take a look together. So is from the number 10 questions from 51 to 60 matching questions. You are required to find the corresponding answer to each question or find the question to the answer. If the question and the answer are related in topic and they are logically when put together, then you can find the right choice. So the tips for this part is have a look at the questions first and find the words or sentences in the answers. So very important thing is you can just find the questions first and then you find the answer according to it. The questions may happen here in the A, B, C, D, E, F part, or may happen in the numbers part. So you need to find out the questions and then find the answer relatively to it. So let's try. Find out the sentence, the question sentences first. So here are other examples. Okay, so for A, B, C, D, the choices, this is a question sentence. Okay, for the numbers, those are the questions. So you mark the questions first. Then you choose the answer for each one. So firstly, this is the question. 怎么样？现在可以开始了吗？ And then you can find the answer from here. Okay, so those are the questions. So you can erase them. It must not be a question after a question, right? So you choose from these three. 怎么样？可以开始了吗？ Can we start? So it should be B. 对不起，请等一下。Please wait for a moment. Shall we start right now? Sorry, please wait a moment. So answer should be B. this and this are matches together. Okay. Again, for number 52, it's a question. And this one we already done, so you erase that. And this E is the example, so you erase that too. And then you try find the answers from those three options. 你是这里的服务员吗? So the answer should be which one? Number 52. Yeah, should be A, right? 你是这里的服务员吗? Are you a waiter or waitress here? 我是新来的. I'm a new. So 所以您可能没见过我. So it's possible that you haven't met me before, haven't seen me before. Okay, should be A. All right, so that's how you do this part. Just give you an example of it. Okay, so you can try another one. 53. 晚上去不去看电影? Right now, A and B and E are erased. So you choose from C, D, and F. The answer should be? Yeah, should be C. 明天要考试，考完试再去看吧。So do you want to watch a movie together in the evening? And answer should be tomorrow there is an exam. When we finish the exam, and then we watch the movie together. Okay, so that's how you do for the sentence matching part. So the question might happens. The question might happens at this part, might happens at this part. Doesn't matter. You just find out the questions first and then find out the answer to it in the other part and then match them together is okay. All right, then that's all for my introduction for all of the question types in HSK2 exam. Let's go back and take a look at the tips for both of the two parts, listening and reading. HSK2 doesn't have a speaking part. So tips for listening part. Number 1, there will be an introduction before each part of the questions. So this is the time for you to have a quick look at the pictures or choices and also predict the keyword that may happen later in the recording. And then second part is take notes while you are listening, especially when there is a time, date, numbers, so you can write it down while listening. And then very important part for listening is if you miss a word, like don't focus on the word, oh, what is that? What is that? You just move on, like pay attention to the rest part and find out the keywords. Don't be nervous at all. So anxiety will cause you to miss more information for listening part. And if you don't understand this part at all for listening, for this question, I don't understand it at all, give it up and move on to the next one. Don't waste your time on that and missing the rest part that you already may know. Okay, so for listening part. And for reading part also, there are some tips for you. Pay attention to the words of weather, making phone calls, watching TV, welcoming guests, negative words, expressions about time and verbs. And for part 4, have a look at the questions first and find out the words or sentences in answers that related to the keywords in the questions. And for the first 3 parts, finish each part in 4 minutes. And for part 4, finish it in 8 minutes. And check all answers again with the last 2 minutes. You can read the whole sentence, especially for the blank filling part. After you finish all of it, you can go back and read the sentence again to see if the sentence goes smoothly. Sometimes you can feel it if you read it all together, the sentence again. All right, then that's all for my introduction for HSK 2 exam. And if you are interested in taking some preparation course with our BLCU teachers, to learn more about words, grammar, things that may need for HSK test, we have an online HSK Chinese course. We have HSK 1 to 6 here. HSK 1 to HSK 6 courses. And we divided into 14 stages. 14 levels of our course, and each of our level or each of the blue box is 12 weeks learning, and it's a part-time learning course for adults. You have work, you have other things to do. You just take 1 day of a week for one class. One class is about 1 hour. But besides the 1 hour class, for each week, there will be some tasks for you to do. Like before the lesson, you need to prepare the learning material that we provided you to prepare it for the class. And after class, you will have some homework to do, like listening, reading, and maybe oral speaking part, or a little bit writing too after HSK 3. So it's about 1 hour class with the teacher. And then after class, maybe 2 hours study by yourself, 2 or 3 hours study by yourself for each week. So you have 2 choices for the 12 weeks course for HSK. One is study together with a small group, usually 3, 4, 5 students together, that common size, relatively small group. And if you want to be more flexible according to your time, you can choose the course one-on-one to study just with the teacher and yourself in class. And one more time, we have HSK 1 to 6 and divided into 1 to 14 of our levels. If you want to study for HSK 2, that is here, which means the second part of our level 2 and level 3 we'll study for HSK 2. And take a look at HSK 3. HSK 3 will be our level 4 and 5. And the book we are using is the HSK Standard Course textbooks for this course. Okay, and how do you register for it? This is the website, and you can register from there and choose the course. You have the choices for one-on-one or group class. You choose the course and pay online with credit card, with WeChat Pay or Alipay. Okay. And then you need to contact me for a level test. And then you need to let us know what time you usually available for the classes. And then you wait for your group to start. And then you start the 12 weeks learning, like every week. You have a live class with a small group or one-on-one. You have your learning materials to do before class and homework after class too. And then when you finish the 12 weeks learning, in the last week, there will be a final exam. If you pass it, you can get a certificate for our course, not HSK certificate. It's a course for our online Chinese course. And here goes some other choices of our courses. General Chinese, this is the HSK course, and 2 options. And also we have Business Chinese, Chinese for International Trade, Chinese for kids, if your kids want to learn Chinese. And also if you want some specialized learning material, you can also choose tailor-made one-on-one customized learning material. So some students may ask me about a registration deadline. Our courses, all of our courses are rolling all through the year. So you can register at any time of the year. We only rest for Chinese New Year time. So like 1 2 weeks off during that time. All of other times of the year, you can register from our website. So for group class, you need to wait for 1 to 4 weeks after registration until we can form up a group. And then for one-on-one, you can just register and let us know your favorite time, and we can start within 1 week after your registration. And for class time, we have teachers working from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Beijing time, 7 days a week. So for group class, we need to discuss with the other group members and determine a class time together, like for all of the students of the same group. So for one-on-one, it's straightforward. You can just choose your time in this range. And if you're not sure which course is suitable for you, and you want to take a look at how it goes before registration, you can sign up for a 20 minutes. We offer a 20 minutes free trial class, and listen to our teachers' advice. So here is a picture of our website, www.eblcu.com. And you can sign up here on top. And by the side, right side of the web page, there is a free trial class button. You click that and you can choose class time for a 20 minutes free trial with us. And like to take a look at how it goes and listen to some advice from the teacher if you need before registration. Okay, so then that's all for today. And for next month, so 14th of June, still a Saturday, we will have HSK3 preparation open class. So if you are planning to do HSK3 in the future, or if you want to have more information about HSK3, you can register from here. Okay, so that's all for today, and 很高兴和你们一起学中文。It's great to learn Chinese together with you all. 祝大家都通过 HSK2 的考试。Wish you all can pass the HSK2 exam. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And that's all for today. If you have any question, you can leave up your question here. If you don't, you can leave the classroom right now. 谢谢大家。Okay, so here I see someone, Nadia Liu Zhenyuan, asking, is open in summer? Yes. We only have holidays on Chinese New Year in winter. In summer, we work. So you can register at any time of year. Okay, some students asking about scholarships. Our courses are self-funded courses, so you need to pay yourself. It's not a scholarship course. And if you know about junior culture, uniform window, okay. So, all right. So I think that's all for the questions. Discount. I'm sorry, we don't have discount. So we are university, so we don't usually have discounts. It's a standardized price. So you can register from here, www.eblcu.com/HSK. And you can also scan this QR code to join our WeChat group. Or if you need more information, you can scan this QR code to add me at my like WeChat. And here goes my email. If you have further questions, you can contact me. And this is our website. Yep, you can check details from our website too. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming. And bye for now. 谢谢大家，再见。Bye.